Hello, I'm Dagny Hokreen with an E-News special. During the next hour, we'll look back at comedian Pat Paulson's courageous 1968 presidential campaign. Well, actually, this program is not really for E-News, and it's not really all that special. And Pat Paulson wasn't that courageous. But we think you may enjoy this mockumentary anyway. We just want to remind the voters that 1992 is not the first time an independent candidate has challenged the major parties. In the late 60s, Mr. Paulson delivered numerous editorials on the Smothers Brothers Comedy Hour. He used that bully pulpit to launch a campaign short on solutions, but long on laughs. So here's Henry Fonda to narrate Pat Paulson's quest to defeat Hubert Humphrey and Richard Nixon.
It is time to forget the petty bickering and settle down to an old-fashioned mudslinging name-calling campaign.
But I do want to congratulate the convention host, Mayor Daley, who has certainly had his share of headaches. First, they were afraid they couldn't even finish wiring the convention hall. But when they started the balloting, I think you'll find he got it wired nicely. Yeah. I've been thinking of making the mayor my Secretary of Defense. Everywhere in Chicago, you see people with guns. I know Jeff Unruh plans to shoot out a gun control bill in California during the next session. But I disagree. Without guns, how can we shoot anybody? Suppose a man comes home early and finds another man with his wife. What's he supposed to do? Poison him? What about suicide? Can you imagine a guy trying to beat himself to death with a stick? We need guns. You never can tell when you're walking down the street, you'll spot a moose. Besides, guns are not the real problem. The real problem is bullets. If I'm elected, I'll see there are plenty of guns for everybody, but we'll lock up all the bullets. Now, as for the sportsmen who claim that the real thrill in hunting is not in killing animals, but in stalking their prey, we'll make it real interesting. Think of the thrill in sneaking up on a big grizzly with an unloaded gun. Now, there's sport for you. Everywhere you look around the hotels, people are lined up for something. You can't do anything without standing in line. I stood in line for 30 minutes to use the phone. When I got to the head of the line, a guy handed me a campaign button and a $50 bill. Can't wait to try the restroom. I certainly hope you people will give a lot of thought to the person you nominate at this convention. The Republicans came out with Richard Nixon, a man who has many times snatched defeat from the jaws of victory. I don't see why I do understand actually why they picked him. They don't want to go to the trouble of breaking in a new loser. Certainly hope so, anyway. Well, whoever wins it, I predict it will go right down to the barbed wire. But the big issue here is, aside from all those delegates losing their seats, is working out some kind of peace arrangement. Personally, I believe we should stop the bombing now, limit the ground fighting, and send our troops home as soon as possible. In fact, I see no reason to keep them here past Friday. But I seek your support as a matter of principle, not for personal glory or gratification, regardless of fame or fortune, or the heady wine of success. I will always remain, as I am today, a common, ordinary, simple savior of America's destiny. Thank you very much, everybody.